All right. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to American Corner Agboba Sports Diplomacy Series. This series forms part of the American Space to Support programming, and we are so glad that you are here today. So we all know that football is not just a game. It influences culture, shapes national identity, drives conversations, and brings millions of people together and across borders. And as the World Cup prepares, as we prepare for the World Cup, which is some few days away. We are asking one of the biggest questions in football, which is who will win the World Cup 2026. And tonight we're going to explore football fandom, sport journalism, digital content creation, and hear predictions about the world's biggest sporting event. And so on my panelists today, we have Doris Bobochi. Please forgive me if I butchered your name, but she is an expert sport analyst with both academic and athletic experiences. She's recognized for her insightful analysis of game strategies, player performance, team dynamics, and emerging trends in sport. And we also have on the panel, we have Gideon Buenorte. Please forgive me once again if I butchered your name. He's also a digital sports content creator. He's probably known as Giovanni. He's a sports content creator with experience producing football-related content. I don't think I want to talk too much. I just want to leave the floor for them to take us away. Please drop all your questions in the chat box. Share this link with anyone who you know loves football. And then let's get the discussion rolling. So over to you, Doris. Thank you. Hi, Doris. Can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Good afternoon to us all. And yes, so my name is Doris Bobochi. The name is Doris Bobochi. Yes. It's an Ewe name. Yes. So
Got it.
I'm very happy to be on this platform this afternoon to share my and share my knowledge with you about how sports journalism and content creation have taken place in this time that we find ourselves. I'm very happy to be here. Yes, and thanks for giving me this opportunity to do this with you. So, my post, are we starting already? Should I just go straight to
Yes,
the point?
please. Please take us away.
Okay, so who is winning the World Cup? Who is winning the World Cup? When we hear this question, there's a lot of answers that comes into our head. But then we'll talk about it. I know you have your favorites. Everyone have his or a favorite, but you give me your favorites and then you explain why you think this country can win the World Cup or should win the World Cup. But I'll be touching on sports journalism and content creation in the digital age. So, sports journalism. Anytime we hear about journalism, the first thing that comes into our heads are people who write on stories or storytelling to educate us on whether it's been news, political news, in people's personal life, sports, and all that. But in this era or this age that we find ourselves, content creation, which goes all the way on social media to, play that same role that the journalism parts used to, do. I think it might be the same thing in our point of view, but it all comes like they all have a different profession because any journalist or a sports journalist is someone who have an in-depth professionalism that they can know how to tell you stories, know how to present informations to you, as compared to a content creator. We have most of our content creators who it comes out of love and passion. That one, you don't necessarily have to find yourself in that field, that professionalism field. No, but it comes out of passion and with branding and knowing your niche. you then polish whatever skills you have, and you do it in a very professional way. So that's my point of view relating to the content creation, how we see things. I'm saying this because we have journalists that I can boldly mention their names and how good they are. For instance, I'll be biased sometimes. I would want to mention the female dominated people, because anytime I see female in this fraternity, especially the sports side, I'm very happy, very, very happy. So I would want to mention the females that I know. So someone like Abigail Sena Susu, who works with Sporty FM, a very uh, well detailed sports analyst or sports journalist I know and I follow very well. And Juliet Bewa too. I started following Juliet Bewa way back from TV3 before she had a way to the multimedia, and now she works with Super Sports. Another phenomenal journalist, sports journalist that we know. And this lady too at TV3, Akosia Eje. Yes, I said I'll be biased. I'll mention female, so please forgive me. Yes, so these are top female journalists that um, are taking over Ghana sports side, like the fraternity, the women's side. And I would want to mention the content creation too. I would want to mention one or two people that I know. So Adele, yes, Adele, who also have a lot of followers and influence on the social media relating to the same sports department. And then Bernice, as we all know, one Barcelona, lady that you cannot mention content creators in sports and then take her name out. So these two categories that I have raised up, we can clearly see the channel that they've seen, like they've passed. Looking at Juliet Bower and all these people, they start from giving us some news that you hardly get from content creators. I am taking it from this point of view so that I come into our aging. Initially, it used to be newspapers before we had journalists diving into the sports side. These people give us more detailed analysis or more detailed news, sports news that we would want to hear. They go all the way to give us locker room news, give us coaches conferences and all that. These are journalists who partake in these things. They go all the way to write storytellings about individual athletes. They go all the way to tell us about sometimes some petty funny informations about clubs and teams that you cannot easily get as a content creator. Yes. So the sports journalism side, they go in depth, and they are even, able to get us formations that coaches play or coaches exhibit in their indoor trainings. You can get a journalist who can break down things to you, and sometimes because they are professionals, how they break down this to you, you find yourself as if the you are part of that particular environment that the news is being derived from. So this is the professionalism that you get from the sports journalist. And then the content creators, as I said earlier, it's out of passion and then love. The love they have for a particular athletes or a club teams that they will see that they would want to follow. That is the key thing that comes from the content creation. That is why we will see most content creators creating videos out of less thinking. We always say content creation, you don't need much thinking as compared to the journalism side. You need to be professional, but with the content creation, you do everything out of love and passion. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to give in-depth information. You do everything out of what you see. And even sometimes we content creators, we need to rely on the informations that are put out by the journalist or the maybe news sites. We rely on those people. So content creation, I'll basically say, is out of the love and then the passion that we have. That's brings us out. And then when we come out or when we get into the limelight, we develop what we call good branding, good man. If you get someone to manage your crafts, then you are able to dive into the journalism part, but you will not get it as a professional journalist will do for you. Now that we are talking about sports journalism and content creation in the digital age, we would want to merge these two, sports journalism and then content. We want to merge these two because they've made getting access to sports news so easy to us. In terms of the importance of this, initially you would have to sit down, watch news, and then when it gets to sports news, that's when you get to know that okay, this is what is happening in the football, in the world of football. But with the help of content creators who are also acting like journalists, and then with the help of social media, you get easy access to informations in the world of football about transfer news, about injury players, about what a club intends to do, signing new coaches and all these people. We have people, content creators like bloggers, streamers, to the extent that people have even created YouTube and then podcasts that they go hard on this, same as the media house. But as I said, you won't get it like the media house will do for you. But these people have merged themselves, and the media houses have been, they've also been forced to come out and take hold of social media, because if they don't do that, then the content creators are going to take visibility, how people would want to pay attention to their news and all that. They won't get those views anymore. So they have to come together and take hold of social media, leverage on their professionalism, so that content creations too will not just be out of just passion or a individual love for a club, but they can also rely on things to brandish themselves and then become professional in a way of projecting things. And so content creation has now taken it has taken control, or it's now in charge of everything that we do. Even to I would want to divert a bit. Even when it gets to politics, we see people or politicians trying to um, dominate through the digital space. You will see them trying to dominate. So they would want to sign deals with content creators to project their works and all that for them. So it means our time and then the digital age in which we find ourselves, it is really dominating. And so media houses who have well endowed journalists are now also trying to do things or like leverage on how content creators are finding their niche to come out. Because if you don't do that, content creators will take over. And content creators take over because we have people being with their smartphone. The time that maybe an individual would want to waste and sit down to watch telly, 24/7, people have their phones with them. So they are scrolling on social media, watching things. So even 2 minutes, content creators use 2 minutes to provide vivid information that you can just get in the world of football. So if I'm getting this, why would I still say that, okay, I'm going to wait for a journalist to come and broadcast all this to me in a news session? No, I would rather subscribe to that content creators page and get all my informations from that side. So these two people have now come together and they're all dominating in the world of football, which we are enjoying very, very well. But passion and love has now projected everything on social media. You cannot take social media out of our world now. As I said, it's cutting across in all aspects of our life. So sports is, I would even say sports is number one. And I'll say this and even come down to the personal athletes that we even know. With the help of this digital content creation, we have individual athletes also trying to brand themselves on their own page, build up their own pages on social media to get so that they can, outside their profession, brands can come to them. Because if they have that access to social media or creating content, a big brand who knows that, let me use this player for instance, Fatao, he just signed to Rush Energy Drink because he already have a page, and then this page, aside his footballing activities, he has something, the entertainment side, he has something that he projects as in creating content with music and all that. Brands rush to him so that he can sign or be the ambassador. So it's all still on social media. This, they wouldn't go to any media house to do that for them, because they've gotten a player who have the numbers, who have followers. And aside that, he can do what? He can project this for them on social media. People will not go and sit behind the TV to go and watch all these things, but they want to get every information from their TVs. So even individual athletes or the professional players themselves are now are taking part of their life to create content or to be on social media and so that it will become a way of life in their career, because they also need that branding to announce themselves. And aside that too, when this happens, monetary comes in. Monetary aspects become, a very vivid role, in the sense that when these individual content creators who turns into fans in and out of love and passion, they are talking about what their club is doing or what is going on in the world of football. They get followers, they get numbers. So then brands walk to them and let them know that, okay, because you have these numbers, that's maybe a media house may not have that, but you have that. Let me just give you this deal for you to take care of my brand for me. So that individual begins to, generate money from that aspect too, and then the individual gets the chance to become an ambassador, like ambassadorial deal from that side, and it goes on and on and on, that even the brands themselves that come to that individual too, because they leverage on content creators, social media as well. They would also have a page whereby their whatever product they are trying to promote or has been given out to a particular person, a content creator to promote for them. They also now collaborate with that content creator or that said player who is now having a content on the socials to market their products for them well. So I would say sports journalism and then the content creation, it's it works as the same. It's doing this. You can merge them, and then it's doing the similar thing that a sports a media house will do for you, and then a normal content creator will also do for you. So for my experience, I would want to now boil down to me. My experience in this space, I've noticed one thing, that when you come out as an individual to be a content creator, you definitely have a niche or you have a specialty that you want to bring out. As I said, I may be able to talk about sports analysts, but I may not be able to report on news. I may not be able to report on trending issues, but I am very good with analysis when it comes to that side. That's what I do with my content creation. So when it becomes that way, even the media houses themselves reached out to you as that individual. The media houses themselves reached out to you for you to come, because of your specialty that you've projected out, and then who you are with the followers that you have. They then try to, have you on board, or sometimes would want to work with you, so that they can also eat from your, how do you call it, your followers, the numbers that you have. Yes. And day in, day out, because you would want to exhibit a lot of things out there, you are not restricted. You can learn a whole lot of things. You can come out as someone who was a sports analyst. You can start content creation with being a sports analyst. But by the time you realize, because it's an open space and social media, you are prone to a lot of things that you want to add to your skills. You can end up learning how to tell stories about players or about clubs, how a club originated. You can take a niche from talking about transfer news, players that are injured. I mean, it's a broad thing. It's a broad thing. That is so then you see content creators trying to position themselves as journalists to, do all these things. But you will not take it out from sports journalists, because they have a very professional way that they project a whole lot of things that they do. You are just a passion or a fans or a lover of whatever thing you see out there, and you leverage on it to brand yourself or to build yourself. So this is what I would want to say, or this is what I can share about how social media or content creation, is playing its major role in the sports fraternity.
Right, thank you so much. for such a very amazing presentation. I think that we can put our questions in the chat box for her in terms of what you have gleaned from her presentation, sport journalism, and then being a content creator in itself. Now I will hand it over to, but we'll come back to you. Yes, we'll come back to you just in a bit. So let's hand it over to Gideon to take us through his presentation as well. All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are.
All right, thank you. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you to Mobile Web Ghana for giving us the platform to share our thoughts on the particular topic given to us. We really appreciate that. So I want to share my slides so that we can all follow. So I can all follow on what I have to share.
So as he does that, okay, I placed a question in the chat box. I think I've seen some comments coming in. Yes, so we would eat that cake when it gets to that point. Okay. Gideon, please, are you ready to go?
Yes, please. Is my screen visible enough?
Yes, please, it is.
Okay.
All
So
right,
as we
thank
can all see, why football fans matter. I think for this topic, it's very broad, but I mean, I've just done a summary and I'm about to share. Football fans really matter in football because they are the bloodline to the football we see. If there are no fans, there's nothing like football because who cheer you up, who make you happy. Yes. And then there's an adage in Chi that say when him boy, yes, when him share, which is to say, if you know how to play, you also know how to watch. So I mean, these are a few things that I want to share with you. Um, Fans create atmosphere. Fans are able to generate revenue. Fans are able to build global unity, which in terms of culture, we'll talk about that. And then fans are able to influence sponsorship and commercial success. And then also fans are able to impact future generations. So this is what we'll be looking at. So we'll get into it quickly. Yes, so fans create atmosphere. You know, when the footballers come from the tunnel or come from the dressing rooms on the pitch, I'm relating this to the World Cup because I mean that is the national thing we have now. The first thing or the first interaction between the players to the fans is the national anthems. And then fans recite national anthems to like enhance the atmosphere. Imagine you seeing people from your country, people you know, cheering you up with your national anthem, singing so passionately, putting all the emotions inside. I mean, fans are filled with so much emotions. As you can see in the picture there, the Bolivian man close has closed his eyes, trying to sing as much as he can with all the might, with all the strength. I mean, the fans are able to support. If you're able to see this kind of support, I mean, there's something that moves you inside you to put up your best for the fans because I mean that's why they are there. And then we can talk about celebrations as well. Fans charge up like the stadiums because when a player is able to score a goal, you can see the celebration. Sometimes the cameras go around to let us see or have a view of what is going around, and even ourselves that we are viewing from our homes or I mean everywhere we are seeing the matches from. Sometimes the way you're able to cheer up, depending on how the game is, yes, the way you're able to cheer up and celebrate so much. I mean, these are things that help the players to like put up their best. And then right now that you are going to the World Cup, um, there's been issues with visa and things. But then I mean, we will still have to see fans in the stadiums because there are people meant to fill the place. Yes. So the next thing we can talk about is um, fans generating revenue. I mean, ticket sales. Fans buy tickets for match days. Like recently, I saw that people were complaining that the tickets for the matches in this particular World Cup 2026 are quite expensive. Yeah, and I agree with them though. But I mean, as much as they are expensive, people also want to go and watch and have a feel of what is happening, like what will happen. They want to go and support and rally behind their nations. So as much as the ticket is um expensive, people will still buy the tickets and fill the stadiums. That's how most of the teams, most of the national, I mean, the clubs generate their funds. Because when you have the fans coming, they will pay money to come and watch you, to enjoy the game and all, and they give you money for that. Yes, they will pay for your services. Another thing I want to talk about is merchandise. Fans represent brands. Fans buy jerseys, fans buy branded shirts from teams, right? And then they're also able to make some money from this point where they make a lot of sales. You could see this with the clubs, especially when like they buy a certain player and then the player is very big. Let's say Messi, Mbappe, and I mean the likes, Ronaldo and the likes. They are able to make a lot of money from just buying a player. Yes, and then the fans help do that. Without the fans, like I said, football is nothing. And then also with tourism, fans visit stadiums and like in the stadia museums. There are some teams that have their museums where if you want to go and see their trophies, I mean how the place is set up and everything, for the love of the club, for the love of your country, you pay some money to go and watch all these things. That is how most clubs and national teams generate their money. Yes. And then I think you can also look at building global unity. This has to do with culture, right? Fans are able to represent their culture and their pride. The picture you see there is someone from DR Congo trying to represent Patrice Lumumba. I mean, we all know the story of Patrice Lumumba. He played a very big role in Congo gaining their independence. So I mean, these are the things we see um, when countries come together to play, especially like in this World Cup. These are the things we see. We get to learn from other people. I mean, not everyone has heard of Patrice Lumumba, but this man right there trying to represent DR Congo, people will go and look for Patrice Lumumba. Who is he? What is he trying to represent? I mean, that's how we get to learn um, different cultures from different people, which in turn brings us together. I mean, it's just nice to see different kinds of culture, different kinds of people coming together to cheer up. Sometimes you meet new people in a stadium, try to speak their language, maybe you don't understand, try to like make it fun and everything. And then the tradition and songs we hear from fans, different languages. You won't sometimes understand what they mean, but you could see them dancing, cheering up to the songs they are singing, playing drums. I mean, the vuvuzela and everything. I mean, the vuvuzela has been cancelled or banned from the World Cup this time around. But we all know that it's emanated from the South Africa 2010 World Cup. That's where we saw the vuvuzela in the World Cup. It was so loud, especially when they score a goal. You see people cheering up so loud, happy and everything. And then identity. Fans carry unique identities and nicknames. So like you have Ghana as the Black Stars, you have the Senegal as the Teranga Lions, you have England as the Three Lions. I mean, they have unique identities. So with identity, when you look at Japan, there's one thing that they've been doing since the 1998 World Cup in France. Whenever the a match ends, I mean the 90 minutes or whatever, whenever they are done with the match, they come together and tidy up the place, I mean the stadium where they sat. They pick up every garbage, sorry, every rubbish they find around. They tidy up the place. That is their identity. That's one of their identities. And then they've been doing this for close to 30 years now, which is like very unique about them. Yes. And I think other countries are also learning from that. Just to, tidy up the place, and then now we know we have a clean place. That's like a very good thing that I think all countries should learn. Once you are done messing up the place, you tidy up, and then the next person can use it. Yes. So that's about building unity. And then also fans influence sponsorship and commercial success. For brand visibility, fans represent brands again. So you now you can see like Ghana representing here in the pictures. In clubs especially, right? The brands that sponsor the clubs always have their name written in front of the jersey, sometimes on the side. When you go to the German league, sometimes you see them at the back of their shirts and everything. It helps the brands be able to sell. It helps like them reach out to a large number of people, because people watch the TVs and everything. They're able to see. They will ask where this thing is coming from. They would like to know more. So it makes the brand be able to reach a large number of people. And then for social media engagement, people are able to engage in social media gimmicks, as in like they do something and then they just go viral. We saw recently that a Man City fan was having a bottle which had Arsenal inscription by it, and then he was drinking he was trying to drink from the bottle, which like represented that Arsenal was about to bottle the league or something. It went so viral. The guy got interviewed and everything. So these are things that brands look at, just to be able to reach a large number for them to make a lot of money. So fans are really important to the game of football. And then also they engage in corporate social responsibilities. Brands make money, right? So they're able to carry out projects and impact communities. They go to communities who are like less privileged, and then they're able to help them with things that they need, right? So all these things come from the fans. Once they're able to generate the money and then get what they want or meet their targets, they're able to also share back to the community, which is like a very good thing. Yes. So the next thing I'll talk about is impact future generations. So these things, we have the negative, we have the history, and then we have the positive. So the negative is about the abuse of the players, which is like a very bad thing. Fans can be very stubborn. As for that one, no two ways about that. Fans can be very, very engaging and very stubborn. Sometimes you get racist chant from fans, which is something I think FIFA is trying as much as possible to curb or put a stop to it. It will be very difficult because humans are a bit difficult to control. But that notwithstanding, we also have like the positive side, which is fans hold leadership accountable. And then fans also make sure their voices are heard in so many ways. So for the positive aspect, fans are able to channel their energy to the leadership when things are not going right, because they are the people who buy the tickets to come and watch games. So if you don't listen to them, they can sabotage you. Yes, they will stop coming to your stadiums. You can't make enough money to pay your players. You can't make enough money to maintain what the club has. So fans really matter in whatever aspects it is. And then with history, generations learn from their history. So like I was saying earlier, a country like Japan, right? Um they're able to they've been able to learn from France 98 to this day that okay, whenever we are done playing, we'd have to tidy up the place and all of those things. So and then it also goes into like the negative aspects about like racism and everything. When people learn from their history that this kind of people we don't like them, this particular people we don't like them, it's it goes on and on and on, right? So the history can be negative and then it can be positive as well. The positive aspect is what I spoke about, right? So I think that's the last point for the slide. And then in conclusion, you can see a South Korean man with his hand up there, so happy. And then you can see others also behind him. So you can see that I mean there's a quote here. I don't really know where it came from. I mean, I saw it online. I felt it was very important. Take away the players, and you have no game. Take away the fans, and you have no football. I think this quote concludes everything we've heard today because this is just to tell us that the fans have a very important role to play in our football today. So, as a fan, let's continue to cheer up the game. Let's continue to help the game grow in all positive aspects as much as we can. And I would say a very big thank you once again to everyone for listening, for hearing whatever we have to say. Thank you. Right, Daniel.
All righty. All right. Thank you so much for that presentation. I really enjoyed it as well. I think that in the chat box, I'm seeing a lot of interesting comments already. So the questions that we have, I mean, talking about what you have presented on, the aspect of the benefits that the World Cup gives to both, I mean, different parties who are involved in it, as well as the things that we can learn, the lessons that we can learn, and things that we don't have to repeat, learning from history. All right, thank you so much for sharing that as well. And so now moving on to some of the comments here. Please, if you have any questions regarding what has been presented so far, please drop it in the chat box so that they can address it. Doris is ready to answer all your questions. So is Gideon. Okay, I think I'm seeing a lot of conversations in the chat. So the conversation is that which country do you think will win the World Cup in 2026? And someone said Portugal, right? And then I see Daniel saying Argentina, and Abuaji says Ghana. And then Edward is saying that aside Portugal, France, and England, any team that wins sits well with me. Very interesting comment. And then I see Abuaji saying that no one is winning Ghana all the way. Wait, and then someone to say which country is that? You guys are really, really doing a lot. Okay, someone to say is Germany. I don't know. Please, can you talk to that? Maybe it's a great way to start that the conversation of who will win the World Cup in 2026. Since you've heard about what others are predicting in the chat.
No.
There is anyone first.
Okay. Where is Gio?
I'm here. I can go first.
Okay. I mean, I'm very surprised people are not talking about Spain. I'm very surprised because when you look at the squad that came out for Spain, I don't know why the Visca Vasta people are not saying anything.
I think Spain is going to win the World Cup point blank because
Oh,
I've looked at the team and then I've not seen any Madrid player, which is like a very good thing because I didn't see any Real Madrid player, and I
interesting.
think looking at the squad, they've all been very active and good this season,
Yeah.
especially with a player like Eric Garcia. His development and how good he's been this season, I think, shocks everyone because we had Eric Garcia like some years ago not
Yeah.
getting much, I mean, not getting minutes to play. So he had to go to Girona, like all of those things. But today he's been called up to the World Cup. And we have the best player in the world, the Ballon d'Or. You know who I'm coming to talk about, of course. Come to talk about Lamine Yamal. He's
Says
injured,
who?
he's
Says who?
recovering. It's me.
Okay.
He's injured, he's recovering from his injury. I think now you've seen that he's training and all. So I think you guys should watch out for Spain because Spain is coming for the World Cup and Lamine Yamal is winning the Ballon d'Or. I think at this point, Doris.
Okay, so I like the comment I just saw here. It says Spain is the favorite to win, but as a Madrid fan, I can't just support them. It's true. I mean, as a Madrid fan, I can't just go all out to support because not
why
even
why can't
one,
you support? Madrid is in
not
Spain.
not
Why can't you support?
see, not even one Madrid player. Not
You
even
don't deserve to be
even
there.
call him and bench him. Someone like Carreras, even call him and bench him. Then we know
You
that
don't
at
deserve
least
to be there. He doesn't deserve to be there.
he doesn't deserve to be the welfare.
No.
I mean, this World Cup has really taught us something that I think going forward, as much as the players are supposed to learn from it, when it comes to individual life, we are supposed to learn from it. This clearly tells us that when you are given the chance to do something, do it and do it well because you don't know who is watching and you don't know where you'll be needed in your next like chapter or whatever. Because it looks like players were dropped, a lot of players were dropped from their squad this season. Talking about England, for instance, people we thought should be in are out. And the reasons that coaches were giving is they are not going in for like they're not going or presenting stars to go and play at the World Cup, but they are going with what an intensive players, well-minded, players. And I've always said it that there are four things that takes a team to win a tournament. It's not just about tactics, it's not just about formation, it's not just about the technicalities. You need the psyche of the players, the mental, awareness of the players. You need this. You need the tactics. You need the techniques that you use, and then your formation as well. These four things. So I think I stood by what Tuchel said by dropping a lot of players that we thought he would call, and so I think aside Spain, I would want either Brazil or France to win. I'm saying
Hmm.
Brazil because I'm saying Brazil because Brazil have won it 5 times, and they are the first team to do a back-to-back win in the World Cup. They did it with Italy. Italy didn't qualify this time around, and this set of Brazilian players that we have, they don't have any reason or they don't have any excuse to explain themselves to their children or the next generation as to why they were doing so well in their club side that they couldn't achieve anything for their country. Name them the likes of Vinicius. Vinicius, you are winning the back-to-back trophies for Real Madrid. Rafinha, you are winning the back-to-back trophy for Barca. Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, all these people, they can. So I mean, just to vindicate themselves from having a very sluggish football career by not doing anything for their national team, I would just think they should win this. They should win this. And another reason why I think I would want France to win is because of Konate. This should be his last World Cup. This man deserves to, step out of the national team with a trophy. He deserves it. And someone like Olise, who has now become one of the talking, football personnel in the world of football, I want to see how Mbappe would feel. The first time he joined the 2018, how do you call it, team that he won and he feels it was a magical, like he's the star boy in football. I want Olise to, who is on form, doing so well in Europe, I want him to also win the World Cup. And let's see how he would also feel, so that Mbappe would take that, even though I'm a Madrid fan, Mbappe would take that ego out of his his because it's so absurd, because you walked into a well, arranged France team to help you win the World Cup, but it looks like Mbappe sometimes forgets about that thing. It makes it look like it was just all about him to win the World Cup for France. So yes, people are saying Portugal. Portugal, I wish Ronaldo can get it, but you don't force some things to work if they are not willing to work.
I think we
Joe,
should,
come here.
yeah, I think we should be able to engage our audience here, because they're in the chat box too, but I would want to like hear from them also. I see Samuel here, I see Clement here, I see Isaac, I see Edward, I see Emmanuel, and I see Bright. I would please want them to unmute and then share their opinion on who they think could win the World Cup. So I mean, anyone can go if you're ready. Yeah, Bright.
Hello, this is Bright.
You are welcome, Bright.
Hi, Estella.
Hey, hi, Bright.
Yeah. Hi, Doris. Doris, how you doing? This is your brother Bright.
I'm good. I'm doing well.
You're good. I hope you recognize your brother Bright.
Not really.
Not really, Bright. Such wafia. You don't remember me.
Hi, Bright.
Oh, no.
Bright, can you just go
Uh,
ahead and then share
okay,
your
let me
topic?
go on. Okay,
Okay.
I'm so interested in the topic. Why is everybody rooting for foreign countries? I'm a Ghanaian. Ghana is representing. Why are we rooting for other countries to win? I want Ghana to win. In
Okay.
fact, we went for a new coach, and we are expecting to see the coach deliver for Ghana. And so I'm hopeful Ghana is going to come in with the trophy.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
from history,
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much,
Bright.
Yeah.
Bright. Please, any other person want to
Yes.
share their thoughts?
Yes.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting to hear that from Bright. He says that there's a new coach, and so he's so hopeful that Ghana can bring home the cup. Okay, let's hear from others as well. Anyone else want to share? I think I'm seeing in the chat box. Okay, somebody's asking, Clement is asking, mention the players that you want in there that makes you feel like it becomes political or it has become. I think it's a comment from Emmanuel. Emmanuel is saying that I feel like Spain is a political team. How is it that no Madrid player is part? Just imagine the number of Barcelona players in this Spain squad. I just do not understand. And that is where we have the breakdown of everybody asking who do you want to be there and all that. Please, can you touch on that, our facilitators? Anything on that comment?
Well, you can say Spain is political. I mean, that's not a fallacy. That's very true. But then, I don't think any Madrid player deserves to be there because they didn't perform well this season. Barcelona won the league. They were out of the Champions League, I think, in the quarterfinals. And then also, the latter part of the season, we had their players quarreling, fighting here and there, so much disunity
Oh,
in their
really?
team. Yes, so much disunity in their team, which doesn't speak well of them. It doesn't help team go. So they only want to bring any product of violence into the Spanish team. You can see that the Barcelona team has so much unity amongst them. I mean, you have Olmo, you have Pedri, you have Gavi, you have the Ballon d'Or himself, Lamine Yamal. You have Eric Garcia, you have Paul Kubasi. I mean, that togetherness is there. So I think Madrid should work on their team so that in the next 4 years we'll have them in the team. So that's what I have to say on that. I think Samuel has used his hand. Samuel, you can unmute and speak.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
So we have okay, a lot of hands up. Nice. Okay, I think I saw Emmanuel place his hand up first. So let's Emmanuel speak, please. What do you want to add to the conversation? Let's hear you.
Hi. Okay, so I think I know I agree with what he said about Madrid players don't deserve space.
Hi. Okay. I think he's working on something in the background. Okay, then let's hear from Samuel. Samuel, please, what do you want to say? Then we'll come back to Emmanuel.
Hello, can
Yes.
you hear me? Hello, can
Yes,
everyone
we
hear?
can hear you. Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about who is winning, who I want to win,
Okay.
who I want to win the World Cup. Like, I'm going for Portugal because I believe that Bruno Fernandes has a statement to make in terms of he being the person carrying the team, even though we know that Cristiano Ronaldo is like the face of the team. Bruno has something to fight for. And if Portugal use Bruno as their focal person, they can do something great. Like how he's been used at Manchester United for a while now. But then the issue with Portugal is, would they go through him or not? But when you have a team like France who has Mbappe, Olise, Dembele, anybody, if France wins that tournament right now, arguments would come up as in Dembele would like to be the Ballon d'Or holder. Olise would like to be the Ballon d'Or holder. So I feel this year's World Cup is to the disadvantage of France. It might go to Brazil, but then I'm thinking England or Portugal because England has a tournament coach. And most people are not talking about that. How good Thomas Tuchel is, very good about tournament. And he, with his team selection, you can see that he is going for a tournament kill. He's trying to make a statement in this tournament. So is it Portugal or England? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel, for that contribution. The thing is getting really sumptuous. Okay, let's hear from Clement. Clement says he wants to talk. Okay.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So I
Hi.
heard Giovanni's address to Spain's team being political. I think I disagree. I mean, football goes beyond emotions. We have Madrid fans complaining because they feel like some of their players deserve a shot in the national team. But if you ask them specifically, who do you think deserve a shot in the team? Nobody's able to mention any player's name. It's basically based on performance. We saw Kopama from Chelsea not being called by his favorite coach into the national team. It has nothing to do with emotions. It's basically on performance. So the Real Madrid team, there was no player in that team that was fit to be called ahead of any of the players that were called in there. None of them. If anybody has a player, they should mention the player's name and we should look at what they have. Last season, Madrid was trash. It is quite unfortunate that they always will become second in the league even when they play trash because there's no real competition in that league for them. If there was, Madrid will not be anywhere in the top four. So none of their players in there deserve anything. None of their players in there. And even arguably, I can even tell you, if I'm a real coach, if I'm saying the France coach, I wouldn't even have called Mbappe for this World Cup because I don't need him. If you watched yesterday's game, you could see the chances he was missing and the way he was playing very individually. It doesn't help a team like that. Spain's play is mostly on a team play. And these crop of Madrid players are not team players. They can help the Spain team. So Giovanni saying it's political is quite wrong for me. He should just be straightforward and just hit the nail. Oh no. Performance sake, none of these players deserve to be in there. Let us agree on that, and then we are moving on. Now, as to the teams we think they can win this World Cup. I mean, I hear the Portugal conversation, I hear the England, I hear the Spain, I hear the Brazil. Nobody seems to talk about Argentina again, which is fine. But we also need to recognize that football is mostly played on team basis. So it's not necessarily about the players they have in a team. But then again, the team how they play is very important. Argentina is coming in again with experience. They have almost all the players they took the last few years with them again, and they are coming again with experience. With Messi being in the face but hiding behind a little bit for the younger ones to also shine. With a team like Portugal, I understand the guy's argument about Bruno Fernandes being in there to, try to prove himself. He has a statement to make and all of that. But as a player, and you know who Ronaldo is not going to give them that chance. If they bench Ronaldo on the first match to play the younger players who try to win, Ronaldo will complain about it. And that's going to be a problem for them. So until they're able to be confident enough to bench Ronaldo and play their 11 players on the pitch, they would have no issue. But if they are going to start Ronaldo in these games, there's going to be an issue. Because some games, Bruno may want to shoot the ball, but because Ronaldo is clearly demanding for the ball, he's in a dilemma whether to shoot or pass. And anytime these players go into the wrong books of Ronaldo, there's a problem. So we want to be very objective. Portugal looks good. They look very potentially able to take up the cup, but with Ronaldo's attitude, it's not going to help them. For me, I think teams that are looking promising for me is just Spain and Argentina. The rest can prove a point. England can. Tuchel is now the new face there, which can help us. But then again, this England team, the composure is not really there. If you watch their last match before all of this is about to start, you could see they didn't have much composure. They won, I think, 1-0, but their play on the pitch wasn't impressive enough. I don't know if these teams are trying to pretend to play this way so that when the real competition is up, they show up. I cannot tell. But the way they played is not good enough to say they can win this. So if you are judging based off their last previous games, it is only Spain and Argentina that look quite promising. That is all I can say. So me, I have my bet with Spain and Argentina and marking France on the side as very potential if only they have the team play. If they are going to allow the team play like a team and not Mbappe deciding and being quite individualistic in the game, France will stand a chance again. Again, the last argument about Konate deserves it. Konate is not any better player to deserve World Cup and all of these trophies. Konate will not be our concern. He's not any better player. So Konate is out. I think I'm done.
Okay, this is really getting interesting. Okay, let's hear from Elliot. I think I see Elliot's hand up. Then we come to Emmanuel because Emmanuel had wanted to speak earlier. Okay, over to you, Elliot.
Hi, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Hear you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So I've been listening to the comments, and I think they are very interesting. First of all, I want to address the comments on the Spanish being a bit political. And like the previous guy said, I think it's the team was chosen based on facts. Literally, if you look at the Madrid team this season, they haven't been up to par at all. They have been very disappointing. Jim Houston, a defender from Bournemouth, was initially part of the team, but along the line, he lost form and dropped out. Garcia is an under 21 striker, but then if you look at the front line that the Spanish team have right now, he's a good prospect for the future. So that's why you can see they took him along to train with the team, but you can see that he's not ready to be there. Another Spanish player, Marco Asensio, he didn't play regularly for his club. I'm looking at the Madrid team, Carvajal doesn't even make the team in Madrid, not even about the national team. Basically, the whole back line, the whole midfield, no Spanish players, no Madrid players playing good football to say they want to join the team. The whole team has been shambolic this season, and they know. The Madrid players themselves, they know. The Spanish Madrid players, they know how bad the team has been. So you cannot see or find any qualms with that. That's why they're trying to rebuild themselves, get a new coach, sign this 1 or 2 players, see how they can have a better season. Moving forward, I want to speak about France too. Someone said, I thought I heard someone say that Mbappe is not, France doesn't need Mbappe. I found that quite interesting. Now, last season's top scorer in the Spanish league, Pichichi, was Kylian Mbappe. This season, top scorer, Kylian Mbappe. Not even talk about that. Mbappe at the World Cup. Mbappe at the World Cup is different. Mbappe has played 2 World Cups. No, he's played 3 World Cups. And out of the 3 World Cups, he scored 12 goals. 12 goals. And that is very unprecedented. One of the few players to score a hat trick, or he's the only player to score a hat trick in the final. You cannot Mbappe World Cup Mbappe is a different monster altogether. Never ever
Okay, I think we lost Elliot there.
called
Uh,
for. But the
okay.
main one is Mbappe. Yeah. So that's basically what I want to say.
Okay. Thank you so much, Elliot,
Clemens,
for
I'm also waiting
adding.
for you. You can respond to the Mbappe comment.
Thank you for adding your piece to this.
Yes, thank you.
I think there are so many other hands up. Okay, let's give it to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, please, let's hear from you.
Yeah, hello. I think I was lost there
Please,
last
can you
time.
speak a bit louder?
Yeah, so I was coming to say something as well, but I think Clement just spoke clearly like a Barcelona and a Messi fan to me. Everything he said points to the fact that he's a Barcelona fan and also a Messi fan. And he's talking about Portugal, saying Ronaldo must be benched because he is not giving them the young ones opportunities for them to do whatever they can do. Now the question is, Ronaldo is currently playing as a center forward. Now in the Portugal team, the only center forward there is Ronaldo and then Ramos, Goncalo Ramos or whatever. Who is not, if we check in last, who is not even better than Ronaldo. So if we bench Ronaldo as a center forward right now, who would replace him in that position? Who is able to score goals like the man in the game? So I don't get the fact that he's saying that Ronaldo is whatever or this, which is pure fallacy. It's not true. They can be a Portugal team in terms of goal scoring, highly have to rely on Ronaldo because there's no one there who can do that. His back do it he can play. And Ronaldo being in the team is already a threat to opponents. And secondly, the Argentina team, yes, I was telling my friends that it's highly likely Argentina can win it the second time because of their collectiveness. Now their mindset is that they are all praying for Messi. They're playing a game for Messi. Everyone is that I'm playing this game for Messi to win it. It's not that's what the Portugal teams lack. If the Portugal team can also play the game like in such a way that we are playing this game for Ronaldo, I'm sure they can win it. But that collectiveness and then looking at the leader is not there. That is what the Argentine teams all have. That collectiveness, that have in their mind that we are playing this game for our leader. We are killing ourselves for the leader. That is why they won the 2022 World Cup. And that is why they can also win it again because of that collectiveness. And the team that I wish I'm looking at that they should win the World Cup. Spain is a favorite to win the World Cup. But of course, I'm a Madrid fan. I can't support Spain because I support the guy who said there was a lot of politics. And Clement was saying that we should mention players who we can put in the Carreras was good last season. Yeah, at the later end of the season, he dropped form more, but he was good collectively. Gracias, the striker, he was good. He could have been in the Spain team easily, but because collectively Madrid didn't win any trophy, and there was a lot of controversial statement around Madrid, the whole fight and things also affected the team being player being picked in that team. Okay, that's what. But the team was trust last season, but individually, you know players who did better and could have been in the Spain national team. So for me, Spain is a favorite, but I'm not supporting them. I wouldn't want them to win, but unfortunately, they are the favorite. And then I wish Portugal can win this trophy this time around. Yes, if Portugal does not win it, then Brazil have to win it because my Vinicius Junior is there, so they have to win it. Either
All right,
Portugal or
Emmanuel.
Brazil.
Thank you. I think that I have to just quickly run through. Um, the others. I think I want to hear from our facilitators. Do we still have all your hands up, or it was before the previous question? Please, our facilitator, let's hear from you. What are your thoughts from what has been said so far?
Well, sorry. I think this is what makes football a very interesting game.
Hmm.
People have their opinions. People have how they want to back their opinions. But I still stand on. I think Clement said a lot, and Clement made a very good statement. He was very hitting on the nail. I mean, just saying the factual things. You can deny like Emmanuel did, denying that Ronaldo is still the goal pusher we like used to know and all. I don't think that is true because Ronaldo has been very rusty in his last, let's say, 2 years or like a year. And then I think I also agree with someone about I mean on Bruno Fernandes, he being like one of the best players on the Portugal national team. I think there should be games where Ronaldo should be benched or right after like the first half if they've played and then there's no goal, Ronaldo should be benched. I think there's Ramos, there's Rafael Leao and all those players. So they can just be fixed there and then have some intensity up there, right? To be able to score a goal. If not, if they are to depend on Ronaldo like they used to, it will be very difficult for them to be able to win the World Cup. Yes, I think I'll leave this to Doris to also share your opinion.
All right, Doris, over to you.
I think the first thing I would want to touch on is the Mbappe issue. I mean, you cannot tell France that you are picking the World Cup squad and then you are leaving Mbappe behind. Never. Never. It's like, how do I call it? Telling us you are going to run on a track field with a jersey, you put on a jersey to go and run on the foot, on a field of track. Like we have costumes for athletes, and then we have costumes for, how do you call it, football players too. So you cannot tell me you're putting on a football jersey to go and play, to go and run as an athlete. It doesn't make sense. And so you cannot tell me you are taking France is going to the World Cup. Mbappe is not injured. Mbappe is not has not retired from active football or professional football. Then you take Mbappe out because he had a very bad season by going trophyless for Real Madrid, but rather emerging as the top goal scorer in the Champions League last season, in La Liga in last season. It's not really, you cannot do that. You cannot write this anywhere to even an underage kid. And so it's his opinion. He's entitled to it, so he can share it. And DJ Deschamps definitely have a role that he's going to let Mbappe play in. So I think he should just calm down and wait to enjoy whatever thing he will see Mbappe do in the France team for in the World Cup for France this time around. I don't know why he will take him out. And what I would also want to say about the Cristiano Ronaldo saga is, it's true. There are some games that you wouldn't dare to allow Cristiano Ronaldo to play in the 70th minute or 80th minute. You can't. When you do that, you want to expose him, and then you want to, let the world laugh at him because the players we have now and the weather at which is something we are not talking about. The weather in which these players are going to play, players like Cristiano Ronaldo, these people who play in the Southern America and all, it's very hot for them. Aside he being like he's aging, but the weather wouldn't even be friendly for him to be on that pitch for a very long time, considering his age. So it's either he starts him for the first 45 minutes or you bring him in the second 45 minutes to come and play the second half. And Bruno Fernandes, sometimes we can say a player might be in form at his club side, but you see him finding himself like he becomes a victim when when he gets to his national team, depending on how he's being used and then the setup. I would want to talk about our own Ghana team, our national teams, the likes of Semenyo, Inaki. How they are being deployed is different from how they are being deployed when they go to their club side. And so Bruno Fernandes is good with what he's doing. He have the likes of Vitina to help him out and all. But you cannot say because Bruno Fernandes has had a good season at United, so because of that, Ronaldo should be benched so that the young ones will, have their way. You still need him on, whether in the first 45 minutes or the second 45. You need him. You need Cristiano Ronaldo to lead the team for you. The same way collectively, everybody was saying that the Argentina players played for Messi to win the last World Cup. We should see what Portugal also have for Ronaldo this time around, since it's going to be his last World Cup. We want to see it. And people talking about Argentina trying to, people not talking about them that they are favorites to win it back to back. Fine, the same squad that won its last 4 years, the same coach. So on paper, 80 or 70% wise, you can just say that they can win a back to back. But you have to consider the arrangement of other teams and other clubs. How we have informed players, new players, this is going to be their first World Cup, the likes of Lamine Yamal, who is going to be his first World Cup, and he would want to prove a point. You cannot write them off. And so I don't see Argentina doing a back-to-back win now. Spain took it 2010. And when Spain took it, they had the likes of a lot of La Masia boys in it, the Barcelona players in it. Name it, Xavi, Iniesta, and all these people. And we have those same players performing very well in their club side, not individual, but collectively. And these same people have been called into the national team. And so, with a very good goalkeeper and a very good formation, tactics, and the psyche of the players to win, I don't think we can write Spain off by saying Argentina is there to make a back-to-back win. It won't happen. Brazil got it, and now it's been. I've never seen Brazil, trying to win it, but I'm just praying they win. So it's going to be an interesting World Cup for us to witness. But we can still put on our favorite teams down to win. That one is a must. I'll just end it.
All right, thank you so much. I think that time has already passed so much, so we have to just wrap it here. But we would have more engaging sessions to come up, so that I'm sure that there's so much in our blood we want to let out. I can see so much in the chat and what everyone wants to say and all that. But thank you all once again for joining today's session. Please do well to answer the poll or take time to just tell us what the session meant for you. It really means a lot to us. It helps us to improve on what we are. And also, we have such great news for you. So we know that the US is hosting some parts of the World Cup this year, right? And this is American Corner Boba. So we'll be having a watch party here on the 11th. Yeah, I mean, the first match is Mexico and South Africa. So we'll be here at 7 p.m. So if you're around, we would just love to have you here. We can continue the conversation here as well as other matches that are going to come out too. So please do well to also pass through and then join us to watch the World Cup and have a great experience together. And also, thank you so much to our facilitators. Thank you so much, Doris. Thank you so much, Gideon. Thank you so much for your whole team for coming together to do this beautiful presentation. for us. We learned a lot. I did, and I'm sure that our participants also learned a lot. So this is also live on Mobile Web Ghana YouTube channel. So you can go back and watch it. Or you can also go back there and drop your comments. If you still feel like you have to get some things off your chest, please drop your comment in there. And any other suggestions you think or topics you think that we can talk about, you can also drop that in the chat, and then we'll take that into consideration. So thank you so much once again. Do have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bernard. Mr. Taka. Okay, I can see. Okay, we have Kay Okai on the call, so that is.